I welcome all to this program, Voice of Saints. Today, July 19th, our Holy Catholic Church celebrate the feast of Saint Arsenius. Saint Arsenius, an anchorite, was born in 354 at Rome and died in 450 at Troy in Egypt. Theodosius the Great, having requested the Emperor Gratian and Pope Damascus to find him in the West a tutor for his son Arcadius, decided on Arsenius, a man well read in Greek literature, a member of a noble Roman family, and said to have been a deacon of the Roman Church. Upon receiving the request to become the tutor of young Arcadius, he left and reached Constantinople in 383 and continued as tutor in the imperial family for 11 years, during the last 3 of which he also had charge of his pupil's brother Honorius. Coming one day to see his children at their studies, Theodosius found them sitting while Arsenius talked to them standing. This he would not tolerate, and he ordered the teacher to sit while the pupils stood. Upon his arrival at court, Arsenius had been given a splendid establishment, and probably because the emperor so desired, he lived a very great lifestyle, but all the time felt a growing inclination to renounce the world. After praying for a long time to be enlightened as to what he should do, he heard a voice saying, "Arsenius, flee the company of men, and thou shalt be saved." Thereupon he embarked secretly for Alexandria, and hastening to the desert of Scetis, asked to be admitted among the solitaries who dwelt there. Saint John the Dwarf, to whose cell he was conducted, though previously warned of the quality of his visitor, took no notice of him and left him standing by himself while he invited the rest to sit down at table. When the John was half finished with his meal, he threw down some bread before Arsenius, bidding him with an air of indifference to eat if he could. Arsenius meekly picked up the bread and ate, sitting on the ground. Satisfied with this proof of humility, Saint John kept him under his direction. The new solitary was from the beginning most exemplary, yet unwittingly retained some of his old habits, such as sitting cross-legged or laying one foot over the other. Noticing this, the abbot requested someone to imitate Arsenius' posture at the next gathering of the brethren, and upon his doing so, forthwith rebuked him publicly. Arsenius took the hint and corrected himself. During the 55 years of his solitary life, he was always the most meanly clad of all, thus punishing himself for his former seeing vanity in the world. In like manner, to atone for having used perfumes at court, he never changed the water in which he moistened the palm leaves of which he made mats, but only poured in fresh water upon it as it wasted, thus letting it become stingy in the extreme. Even while engaged in manual labor, he never relaxed in his application to prayer. At all times, copious tears of devotion fell from his eyes. But what distinguished him the most was his disinclination to all that might interrupt his union with God. When, after a long period of searching, his place of retreat was discovered, he not only refused to return to court and act as advisor to his former pupil, the Emperor Arcadius, but he would not even be his almoner to the poor and the monasteries of the neighborhood. He invariably denied himself to visitors, no matter what their rank and condition, and left to his disciples the care of entertaining them. His contemporaries so greatly admired him because of this, that they gave him the surname the Great. On behalf of Saint Fan's Association, I wish a happy feast of Saint Arsenius. Amen.